You think you know what's holding you back? Think again. It ain't what you think. Am I unconsciously sabotaging my own progress? What hidden forces are nobody talking about? How in the hell do I strip away these blocks and finally start winning? If you've ever asked yourself those questions, if you've ever looked in that mirror and wondered why you keep punching yourself in the face instead of making serious moves, then this video is for you. Here's the brutal truth. You've been operating under silent assassins, beliefs, habits, and environments that are bleeding your potential dry. You're grinding day in, day out, but you're still stuck. I'm here to pull back the curtain and expose the hidden factors that are quietly strangling your success. We're going to face them head on, uncover where they're coming from, and arm you with a battle plan to eradicate them. No more excuses, no more bullshit. Every second you waste scrolling, second guessing, or playing small is another second you'll never get back. If you keep letting these silent saboteurs run the show, you'll be looking back 10 years from now wondering where your life went. I've been there, chained by doubt, manipulated by my own mind, and paralyzed by fear. But I stomped those demons into the dirt, and so can you. I've poured hours into dissecting these obstacles, studying psychology, challenging toxic mindsets, and mastering relentless discipline. Now let's rip this thing wide open. Let's get to it right now. What silent voices are whispering, "You ain't enough" every damn day? Picture your childhood. You hear, "Don't be too loud, be careful, stick to what you know," or "You're just not built for that." Maybe your parents, teachers, or society drilled those scripts into you before you even learned to tie your shoes. You grow up thinking you're too weak, too flawed, too dumb to aim higher. So you stay small, you play it safe, you live in that pain, unaware you're repeating lines written by someone else's fears. Those scripts, they're the silent assassins of your potential. They hide beneath your comfort, whisper doubt in your head when you want to raise prices, hit the gym, or ask for that promotion. They stop you before you even start, and until you rip those lies out word by word, they'll keep you caged. And where do these lies come from? Listen, the first one is childhood conditioning, where you absorbed your parents' fears like a sponge. And the next lie is cultural narratives. Society tells you what race, gender, class, or age deserves certain dreams. You swallow that script whole. Internal self-talk is another one, where every negative thought is a line from those scripts, rehearsed and ready to sabotage. All these lies act like autopilot. Without conscious thought, you pick actions that keep you safe and small. They flood you with fear whenever you step towards something unfamiliar. Now, this is how you break free from these lies. First, record every negative thought that pops up over a day. Write them down and trace them back to their origin. Secondly, ask, is this true about each belief? Chances are it's a worn out line you never vetted. Thirdly, rescript, write a bold statement, "I build my own destiny," and repeat it until it drowns out the bullshit. Once you expose those invisible scripts, you start to dismantle them. You reclaim your mind. No more puppeteering by old narratives. Are you comfortable? Then you're dying, my friend, but you don't see it yet. We all crave comfort. It feels safe, like a worn out shoe, easy, familiar. But comfort is a killer in disguise. Every time you choose Netflix over studying, scroll through Instagram instead of chasing that side hustle, you're choosing comfort over growth. It whispers, "You good where you are," and you believe it. The comfort trap isn't just about physical ease, it's mental lethargy. Your brain designs this cozy cage to protect you from risk. But while you're cozy, your potential atrophies. Your brain floods you with dopamine when you stick to familiar patterns, endless scrolls, half-assed workouts, dating the same type of person. Every time you break routine, your brain throws a tantrum, anxiety spikes, and self-doubt floods in. Here is how to escape. First, spot the lure. Notice when something feels too easy, the moment you default to the same old. Ask, am I choosing safety or growth? Secondly, manufacture discomfort, cold showers, unfiltered feedback, new challenges. Force yourself into situations that make your mind scream. Thirdly, build trust with pain. Embrace small failures. If you can fail at a cold shower every morning, you can handle bigger stakes, public speaking, career risks, massive goals. Comfort is a distraction. Don't let familiarity lull you into mediocrity. Get out, stay out, and hammer at the boundaries until they break. Who you around? That's the question you need to ask before you climb. Imagine planting a seed in toxic sludge. You water it, feed it, try to nurture it, but the soil's poison kills it. That's your environment. Friends that belittle your dreams, family members who scoff, colleagues who drain your energy, and social media feeds that feed negativity. You keep watering that toxic soil and wonder why you ain't growing. Toxic environments are stealthy. Sometimes it's that friend who always complains, that partner who undermines you, or that job that mind numbs you. They clip your wings and tell you how high you can fly. Here are some types of poison soil you're probably not aware of. 1, draining relationships, people who gossip, project their fears, or guilt trip you when you step outside their comfort zone. 2, negative workspaces, bosses who thrive on office politics, teams resistant to change, or companies that celebrate mediocrity. 3, digital toxins, your social media algorithm feeding you endless outrage, envy porn, and comparison traps. Here's how to cut the poison out. First, audit your circle, list every person you spend time with, rate each relationship by how it makes you feel, energized or depleted. Secondly, set boundaries or exit. For those draining you, either confront them with radical honesty or sever ties completely. Thirdly, cultivate healthy soil, seek mentors, join communities of winners, fill your feed with people who push you to get after it every day. If you keep growing in poison, no amount of grit or willpower will get you out. Your environment sets the stage for your success or your death. Choose wisely. What if you're scared to win? Welcome to the dark side of ambition. Let me ask you, when you get close to a major breakthrough, do you feel an odd sense of panic? Does that ratchet hand deep in your gut whisper, hold up, you ain't ready for this level? You think fear only lurks with failure, but the real sneaky demon is the fear of success, the terror of outgrowing your people, taking on bigger responsibilities, and facing new scrutiny. Fear of success is like stepping onto thin ice. You can't see the crack until you slip. You start hesitating whether it's at the finish line of a marathon, the final pitch for a promotion, or leveling up your business. Listen, this is why it happens. 1, responsibility overload. Success means higher stakes, more eyes on you, more pressure to perform, more people depending on you. 2, judgment and scrutiny. When you win, haters come out the woodwork. You open yourself to criticism you never had to face as an also ran. 3, imposter syndrome. Deep down you think, what if they find out I'm a fraud? So you self-sabotage just before the finish line. It's time to break that fear, and here is what you do. 1, confront the scenario. What's the absolute worst that happens if you succeed? Usually it's just more opportunity, not annihilation. 2, see more people relying on you as a gift, not a burden, an opportunity to impact lives. 3, purposefully put yourself in positions where you might be judged. Post a bold idea publicly, share your story, take a leadership role. The more you face it, the less it controls you. If you don't crush this fear, you'll stay stuck on that plateau, watching opportunities slip while you debate if you deserve success. You do, stand the hell up and prove it. Busy ain't the same as productive. You ready to break free from that hamster wheel. Sorry, I haven't had time. What a load of crap. You've been hijacked by distraction addiction, the dopamine hit from notifications, the ego boost from likes, the myth that busyness equals value. While you're glued to your phone, your goals gather dust. You think you're hustling, but you're floating. Distraction addiction is the greatest lie of our era. It convinces you that scrolling through a feed or juggling 10 half-finished projects is the same as sharpening your craft. But here's the raw truth. Your brain craves novelty, so you hop from one piece of content to the next, never sinking into deep work. You brag about doing a million things, but your brain's architecture can't truly multitask, so everything suffers. You never complete your big-ass goals because you never block proper time for them. You feel tired, unfulfilled, and anxious, like something's always pending. Here's a way to cut the cord. Reserve chunks of time where the phone's off, notifications muted, and you grind on your highest impact task. When your mind screams for a distraction, sit with that feeling. Learn to be uncomfortable without a screen. Lastly, pick 3 critical tasks per day that move the needle on your goals. Protect them like your life depends on it. Stop fooling yourself. Busy is just a mask for avoidance. The moment you own your focus, that's when life changes. What invisible scars are dragging you down every damn day? Like you've been wounded maybe by a breakup, a childhood trauma, rejection, or a betrayal that cut you deep. You stuffed those feelings down because you thought real men or real women don't cry. But that emotional weight, those unresolved traumas are anchors chaining you to the past. And guess what? They shape every decision you make. Emotional baggage isn't just sadness. It's an entire baggage claim of shame, guilt, and fear that you lug around. You think you're free, but you're dragging a Godzilla-sized suitcase of stuff everywhere you go. You believe you don't deserve big things because they always leave, you don't belong, or you're broken. When you feel too proud, too joyful, or too confident, that old pain flashes at you, so you shrink back to what's safe. 3 tools to lighten the load. 1, sit with that pain, write it out. Journal until you puke out everything you've been holding. 2, therapy, a tough love friend, or a mentor who'll call you out. You can't outrun this alone. 3, when old triggers hit, remind yourself, I survived that, I grew, and I'm building right now. Your emotional weight is the silent force pushing you off course. Lift it, and you unleash a power you never knew you had. Are you living as the person you believe yourself to be, or someone else's version of you? You jot down a killer goal, run a marathon, launch a startup, write that book, yet you wake up the next morning and think, who am I to do that? That voice, that doubt, is the identity gap, the chasm between your self-image and your potential. You see yourself as that small-town kid, the shy introvert, or just a hobbyist, and you cage yourself in that story. The identity gap decides your success more than any skill or strategy. Your identity, who you believe you are, dictates your actions. Why it's dangerous, even if you set a goal, you'll sabotage it to stay consistent with who you think you are. You can't outrun identity. You end up chasing other people's definitions. If I look successful, maybe I'll feel successful, but it never sticks. All right, let's talk about bridging the gap. First, write a declaration. I am an athlete. I am a creator. I am unstoppable. Use that as your North Star, your guiding light. Second, show up every single day like you already belong in that identity. Dress for the role. Think like that person. Make the decisions they would make. Third, say yes to small challenges that reinforce that identity. Maybe finish a quick cold plunge or write just 1 page of your book. Over time, those micro yeses, they rewire your self-image. Stop playing small, become the person who crushes the goal, and then your actions will follow. Are you ready for a no-nonsense game plan to demolish these obstacles once and for all? You've seen the saboteurs, those invisible scripts, comfort traps, toxic soil, fear of winning, distraction junk, emotional baggage, and identity gaps. Now comes the moment of truth. If you don't put this into action, you'll stay right where you are. But if you nail this formula, you'll break every chain and sprint toward greatness. And the breakthrough formula is simple, but it's far from easy. It demands self-awareness, radical honesty, and focused action. Here's how it works. 1, daily audits. Track your thoughts, emotions, and actions for a week. Note where you feel resistance, fear, or excuses. Ask the hard questions. Why am I avoiding this task? What scripts are whispering doubt? Which people or environments drain me? Tools you can use include journaling, meditation, or a brutally honest coach. 2, radical honesty. Call out the BS, no matter how ugly. Admit you're lazy, avoidant, or scared of success. Put it out in the open, no excuses. Identify the specific voice inside that says you can't do that, and challenge it publicly. Post, speak, or write it down until it withers. If your circle sucks, admit it and build or join a posse that pushes you. 3, execute with relentless discipline. Pick the single most impactful task towards your goal each day. Do not move on until it's done. 60 to 90 minute sprints of undistracted work, followed by active recovery. Share daily wins and losses with someone who won't let you off the hook. No more secret, half-assed efforts. Putting it all together, week 1, identify your top 3 invisible scripts and dismantle them with written declarations. Week 2, audit your environment, purge toxic ties, and forge new alliances. Find your tribe of winners. Week 3, confront your fear of success by publicly committing to one big goal. Put a deadline on it. Week 4 and beyond, build an unbreakable routine, no distractions, daily discomfort, and micro yeses toward your new identity. Don't mistake simplicity for ease. This formula will challenge every fiber of your being, but if you follow it with ruthless consistency, you'll feel walls crumble and you'll step into your power like never before. Look back on what we just ripped apart, the silent scripts scripting your failure, the comfort trap that's suffocating your growth, the poison soil you might be rooted in, the sneaky fear of success that springs up right when you taste victory, the distraction addiction masquerading as busy, the emotional baggage weighing you down, and the identity gap keeping you smaller than you deserve. We didn't just point at problems, we handed you the breakthrough formula: heightened self-awareness, radical honesty, and focused action. That's the bulletproof path to shatter every barrier and own your destiny. If you're hungry for more raw, no-fluff strategies to sculpt your mind like a warrior, if you want secrets that separate the winners from the wannabes, then smash that subscribe button right now. Don't wait. Hit it. Join this community of relentless warriors who refuse to settle. Subscribe now, and you'll get first access to cutting-edge strategies, weekly mindsets that inject raw energy into your grind, and the accountability you need to level up before next week's sun comes up. Tomorrow's greatness starts today, so act while that fire's burning. But don't stop here. Your next move is critical. You cannot miss our next video titled Discover the Power of Morning Routines. In that video, you'll learn the unshakable principles of self-improvement, how to dominate your day before it even starts. You'll tap into the raw energy of Goggins-level motivation, the grit that comes from pushing through pain, and the deep reflection that forges champions. If you want to master your days, transform your life, and step into your high self, that's your next stop. Drop a comment below. What hidden factor are you killing first? Let us know which saboteur you're targeting and why. Your voice matters. We're a pack. Every story, every struggle, every victory fuels us all. So subscribe, do it now. Hit that notification bell, because this is just the beginning of your transformation. You've seen how deep the rabbit hole goes. Now keep digging, There is an empire of discipline, grit, and triumph waiting for you on the other side. I believe in you. Now it's time for you to believe in yourself. Stay hard. We'll see you in that next video.